Now this is probably my favorite, or one of my favorite reoccurring videos to make. I know I haven't been around all that long, but for now and forever, this will be recurring. And that is because I love movies so much. And I like talking about my favorite ones. I seriously doubt that I'll be making a worst movies list because honestly, like, I see all the movies that I want to see. I don't consider myself like somebody who just feels the need to review everything. Like, go see movies I know are going to be terrible. Like, for example, Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm not going to see a shit. Whatever. Before we get started with this list, I would like to first run through my honorable mentions, which I'm not taking anything away from these films. They are still great. That's why I'm including them as honorable. All of these two almost made this list. They became very fucking close. So let's do that really quick. Honorable mentions include The Gift. Very small movie, low budget, but it was Joel Edgerton's first movie he's directed, his directorial debut, I believe, and it was very good. It was very suspenseful, and it left you with questions, and I think that's pretty neat. Black Mass. Johnny Depp has really come back with this film. He has had a long string of very poor films, and this one was very surprising to me. In fact, it spawned my interest in watching gang-related stuff like The Sopranos, and I recently finished that show, and it was very good. Mission Impossible. This one was hard. This one was hard to grade, but it was a very fun movie. Action-packed, and Tom Cruise proves that he can still lead a movie. Ex Machina. Very introspective, very cerebral, I guess. It was a very neat sci-fi movie, and I very much enjoyed it. And The Martian. The reason The Martian didn't quite make the list is because, like, it was good. It was very good, and it was very triumph of the human spirit type movie. But I don't know, it just didn't leave a huge impression on me. I very much liked it, and it was great. But I don't. Anyways, now to the list itself. Let's begin. Number 10, Spy. This movie was undoubtedly the funniest movie of the year, in my humble opinion. I've never seen Jason Statham be funny before. He's always been in them action movies where his humor and his lines were really corny and shit. It's not my thing. Well, I mean, I very much like Jason Statham. I've liked a good majority of his movies, but he's a very good character player. He's good at what he does, being an action hero is what I mean. But he was really funny in Spy. Everybody was very funny in Spy. It was very quick-witted. It was directed very well, very much like the director of the film. And I don't know, I had to include a really solid comedy on this list. It's number 10 simply because there's more depth, I guess, to the rest of the movies on the list. But I had to include this because for what it was, being a comedy, it really just made me feel good, and it was very much in line with my humor. Number 9 is It Follows. This movie was a very small movie. I believe the budget was 2 million. 2 million. This movie was the scariest movie of the year to me, and holy shit was it weird. But I like weird. Weird is me. I am weird. It to me was a movie that was very ambitious for what it was. And it brought something where, like, horror is a very convoluted genre now. Like, anybody with a camera is making horror films now, and they're all kind of a rewashed version of the previous. This one was way different, and it really set the bar in a different direction and a different height. And I'd really like to see where the director goes after this. All the characters were neat in it. They were relatable in some way. And it left me with a lot of questions. I remember really thinking about this film for days and weeks after seeing it. Then I had to see it again. I very much enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend it. And it's a very solid horror film. Number 8, Straight Out of Compton. This movie, over the recent years, I've been getting more and more into hip-hop. But it's mostly more current stuff. I didn't really go back and then just follow up the timeline. But I've really been into it. So it was cool to see a biopic of where it came from and the struggles it took to get there. And them leaving out the abuse by some of the people in question here. It was a very effective movie, very much. And the counterparts, holy shit, the people who played their counterparts, the actors they chose to play the others, it was absurd how alike they looked. Obviously, Ice Cube's son played Ice Cube, so he's going to look a lot like him in general, which he does. But everybody else too. How you find that type of shit, I don't know, but it was really cool. And the soundtrack to this was really awesome. So it was very informative, and it was very interesting to see where it came from. Any struggle story is going to be entertaining, and it's going to be moving. So with that being said, I mean that's why I liked it. All those type of shit. Number 7. Furious 7. A lot of people knock this movie for being absurd, but what the fuck? We have crazy sci-fi movies which are fun, and why can't a movie just be fun? It is exactly what it wants to be. It's full of characters who aren't really deep, but they're fun. They're effective action heroes, and this movie to go have fun with. And it was very excellently shot. The cinematography was great. The action was fun, and it's absurd, but I feel like if you don't have to remove some sense of believability, if you can't suspend your disbelief, then the movie's not really a movie. Like, I feel like the purpose of the movie is to remove you from reality a little bit so that you can have more fun, because reality sucks. With that being said, this movie was great. It was great in every way that it tried to be. So don't knock it. Just enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, that's fine too. Sometimes you just don't. But I did. To me, it was very effective. Number 6. I love this one so much. Dragon Ball Z. Resurrection F. Resurrection F probably brought back my favorite villain of all of the franchise, which was Frieza. That's the F in Resurrection. And I've been a lifelong Dragon Ball Z fan, and the resurgence it's been experiencing over the last few years is really exciting to me. It makes my bits tingle. It takes a lot to do. It doesn't take much to do that, to be honest. This movie, it followed a lot of the reoccurring structures of Dragon Ball Z, which is not bad. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But it did introduce some more dynamics, which was neat to me. And I'd really like to see where it keeps going, because I think Akira Toriyama, who is back on the scene because with these GT, Dragon Ball GT. Did that even happen? The Dragon Ball I have the DVDs. I just bought them out of curiosity, but it's not very good. Dragon Ball GT is not very good. But we have Dragon Ball Super now. But we were talking about Resurrection here, F here, and it was great. I love anime, and I love Dragon Ball Z, and everything about this was Dragon Ball Z to me, and it was really exciting going to the theater to watch it. That's the first time I ever got to catch a Dragon Ball Z movie in the theaters. And it was full of people cosplaying and having fun and just watching the movie. And that's pretty fucking sweet, if you ask fucking me. You didn't, but I did. Number 5 is Inside Out. Probably, maybe, I don't know, my favorite Disney movie ever. It's definitely the most introspective. It may not be my favorite ever, but it is probably the deepest and most scientific, in a way, Disney movie ever. I feel honestly like it was probably above a lot of the children's heads, because it tackled something that was probably very boring to them, but it personified it in such a way that it probably entertained kids, but not necessarily made them understand. There's a little bit for everybody in there, let's just put it that way. It really, really moved me, and it took something that I do find very interesting and made it fun and funny. Number 4, When Marnie Was There. I can't say I'm a lifelong Ghibli movie fan. I really was introduced probably within the last year or so. Well, it's been more than a year now. But I did a lot of catching up. I saw all the staples, all the classics, loved all of them. I haven't seen all the Ghibli movies yet. All the ones I saw were really fantastic. They were great in so many ways. But then there's Marnie, which may be my favorite Ghibli movie ever. It's very possible, motherfucker. It really moved me, and it was very sad, but very beautiful, very relatable. I really, really loved the characters in it. And there's a twist that's introduced here that blew my mind. Now, every Ghibli movie's kind of got like a weird factor to it, but this one, I don't know, the twist I didn't see coming whatsoever, and I really loved it. The twist was great. I'm crying just thinking about it. Number 3 is The Revenant. And holy shit was that movie brutal. That was a brutal ass movie and a really, really effective movie when you're trying to relay the triumph of the human spirit and revenge. I looked up the definition of Revenant, and it is somebody who has returned, seemingly from the dead. And Mr. Glass, which is the main protagonist of the movie, yeah, he really fits that definition. That motherfucker, that is a resilient motherfucker. What a beast. It should inspire you though, just to keep moving and moving and moving, regardless of what you're hit with. Keep going, keep living, keep loving, it's everything, and love your loved ones and shit. Whatever. This movie was also very visual, and the way it was shot, all in natural light, mind you, made it to me even more beautiful. It felt so natural. The movie felt really organic. And now whenever I watch other movies, it makes them all seem a little bit artificial in a way. But it was very crisp, very clear, and very neat. The imagery, all the colors and the schemes and the landscapes and everything about this movie was just bad fucking ass. Number 2 is Creed. While we are on the topic of Triumph of the Human Spirit, there is no better example than the Rocky franchise. Just keep on fucking moving. Holy shit. This movie, it made me cry, but it stirred me out in a moving but not sad way. I watched it, and I don't want to provide spoilers here, but it's a rock. You kind of know there's gonna be a big fight, a big triumph of some sort. When that shit hit, it really hit me like a Rocky punch. There's got to be a better analogy there. There may not. Fuck it, dude. The movie was really good. I really liked the story here, and Michael B. Jordan. He's getting better and better in my opinion. Minus Fant Forstick. Fuck that movie. It was awful. He was really good, and to me, Sylvester Stallone. He made Rocky, but he really made Rocky in this Rocky movie. This was probably his most dramatic role I've ever seen him do, and he was really effective in that role. Number 1, probably because of its absence in this list and other potential signs you may have picked up by now, little subtle hints. You may have seen it coming all along. I don't know. It was fucking Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I know, because I've watched a lot of fucking YouTube, that all across YouTube, all these top 10 lists, Star Wars is number 1 on a lot of them. For good reason. I mean, I understand I'm so late in the game here that I'm cliche, but you're really late in the game if you are 2 seconds in, so. Yeah, Star Wars is my favorite movie of 2015. To me, probably for a lot of factors. There's probably the factor is, like, I'm a big Star Wars fan in general, so obviously I was really hyped and in anticipation for this movie. That probably has a lot to do with it, but this movie moved people so much, and it has become such a community and such a society that in itself moves me as a movie. But also the movie itself had everything you want in a movie. It was probably a little cliche if you've seen all the other Star Wars movies, so it follows somewhat of a structure. But like I said before, if it's not broke, don't fix it, so there's nothing to fix here. I really love J.J. Abrams. This is definitely his best work ever. This movie had humor, very eclectic, and very, I don't know if you'd say relatable, but very understandable characters. We see the return of some old characters that we've known and loved, and they are done justice, undoubtedly. But everything that's introduced too, all the new characters, are also very great. Rey has really infatuated everybody at this point, and for good reason. She has a very attractable, character, persona. And Finn also was very funny in this movie. I don't know why there was such a stigma with him. Well, I do, because people are retarded. He did it all right. I can't wait to see his character in the future. So there you have it. I don't have to go too much further into Star Wars because I've already done a review of that. And you saw that shit. Didn't you?